Most people are using AI like it's a magic 8-ball. They throw in a vague prompt, get a vague answer, and then blame the tool. That's why it's weirdly easy to get ahead of 99% of users right now. Because the advantage isn't being smart, it's having a simple system. And right now, almost nobody has it, which is your unfair advantage. In the next 10 minutes, I'll give you the 7-step roadmap I used to learn AI fast, turn it into my daily work advantage, and force better output every time. And yes, you can learn this as a total beginner, but you have to stop treating AI like a person. Step 1 is learning what I call machine English. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, they don't understand your words like a human. They predict what should come next. If I say peanut butter, and you already know the next word. Not because you're a mind reader, but because you've seen the pattern. AI works like that too, just at a ridiculous scale. Under the hood, your prompt gets chopped into tokens. Tokens are words or pieces of words. Then, those tokens get turned into numbers, like coordinates. Those coordinates give a giant math map. And on that map, similar ideas sit close together. So resume, interview, metrics, and impact cluster, but they're far away from volcano and saxophone. When the model answers you, it is not pulling a paragraph from memory. It's choosing the next token that is most likely, given the context you gave it. So if your prompt is fuzzy, the model's best guess will be fuzzy. If your prompt is sharp, the guess gets sharp. So I use a structure called AIM. AIM. A is actor. Who should the model be? I is input. What facts, examples, or data should it use? M is mission. What exactly do you want it to do? And what does good look like? Here's a real example I use often. Actor, you are a hiring manager of product roles. You've reviewed 10,000 resumes and you hate fluff. Input, here is my resume and the job description. This is the industry. These are my top achievements. Mission, give me 10 specific edits to increase clarity, strengthen numbers, and match this role. Output as bullets, no generic advice. Now, watch what happens if you reuse AIM everywhere. Help me write a cold email becomes, you are a direct response copywriter with more than 20 years of experience who optimizes for replies. Input, here is the niche, the offer, and 3 facts about the lead. Mission, write 3 subject lines and 2 versions of a 90-word email. No hype, 1 clear CTA. That is machine English. You're not chatting, you are programming intent. Step 2 is picking one instrument and going deep. Most people do the top 50 AI tools tour. They collect apps like souvenirs. Then they wonder why nothing sticks. Don't do that. Pick one model and learn its personality. If you want the biggest ecosystem, start with ChatGPT. If you're already in Google's world, use Gemini. If you want strong writing and analysis, use Claude. It genuinely doesn't matter which one you pick. What matters is that you stay consistent long enough to build rhythm. Ignore new tools for the next 30 days and build fundamentals first. Week 1's goal, you can write AIM prompts without thinking. Step 3 is context, because context is what makes the output smart. The best models in the world will still sound clueless if you don't feed them enough context. Inside the model is basically a probability engine. Context is the steering wheel. I use MAAP with 2 A's to build context. M is memory, the threads, summaries of past conversations. The here is what we decided last time section. If you're starting a new chat, paste a short recap before you ask the next question. A is assets, files, numbers, screenshots, transcripts, examples, anything real. If you want high quality output, give the model something to anchor to. A is actions, for tools the models can use. Actions it can take: search, read a doc, run code, draft a table, generate a checklist. Actions turn AI from talking to doing. P is for prompt, the instruction itself. Reread your whole prompt, everything you've written so far, with the AIM framework and the MAAP framework. Like you're the AI. If it's missing a role, key data, or a clear output format, fix it before you hit enter. Example, keep it under 20 words. Output as bullets. AIM tells it what to do. MAAP gives it what it needs. Step 4 is debugging your thinking. When you get a bad answer, don't get emotional. Get diagnostic. I assume the problem is with my prompt until proven otherwise. Did I choose the right actor? Did I give enough input? Did I define my mission clearly? Did I accidentally ask for 10 things at once? The first time I used AI to draft an Upwork proposal, it came out like a generic agency pitch. Polite, long, zero edge. So I stopped blaming the model and started debugging my prompt. I tightened the actor, pasted one of my best proposal as example, and I gave it an exact template. And suddenly, the output snapped into place. Here are the 3 cheat codes I use to iterate fast. Cheat code 1, get the AI to plan first. Tell it, before you write, make a quick plan. Then, write the proposal using this template. 1-line hook, 3-bullet mini plan, 1-line proof, 1-line CTA. Keep it under 120 words. Cheat code 2. Get the AI to ask clarifying questions. Tell it, ask me 3 questions that would help you write a better proposal. Ask them one at a time, wait for my answers, then rewrite the proposal. Cheat code 3. Tell the AI to help you prompt better. Rewrite my prompt into 2 stronger versions. Tell me what you changed. Ask me which one to use. That's the difference between giving the AI simple instructions and prompting. Prompting is a loop. Step 5 is steering away from average. If you ask a vague question, the model tends to answer from the middle. Safe, bland, linked in, like. So I push it towards experts and frameworks. Instead of just saying, how do I make my team more innovative? I would add, answer using Pixar's brain trust process, 1 management principle from Satya Nadella, and 1 research-backed insight. Then merge them into a single playbook. And if I don't know the experts, I ask AI first, list the top experts and best books or papers on this topic. Then I feed those names back in and say, use these sources to synthesize a framework. Now I'm not sampling randomness, I'm choosing a lane. Step 6 is verification, because AI sounds confident while being wrong. So I don't just consume what it spills, I interrogate. Here are 5 checks I run. Assumptions. List the assumptions you made and rank them by confidence. Sources. Give 2 independent sources for each major claim. Counter. Find 1 credible disagreement and explain the differences. Audit. Recompute every number. Show the math. Cross-model. Run the same prompt in a second model and critique the first answer. If the model won't give you sources, that's already a signal. Treat unverified stats as fiction until you see proof. Step 7 is what separates power users from copy-pasters. Taste. The best AI output isn't the one that sounds AI, it's the one that sounds like you. So I use Ocean. O for original. Give me 3 angles people aren't using, with one of them as risky. C. Concrete. Add real examples, names, and numbers. E. Evidence. Show your reasoning before your conclusion. A. Assertive. Pick a side. Defend it. Then steelman the best counterpoint. N. Narrative. Write it like a story. Hook. Tension. Insight. Proof. Action. Quick test. Ask the model for the safe version. Then ask for the spiky version. The spiky version is usually where the insights live. And if you do this for 30 days, something shifts. Every time you refine a prompt, you refine your thinking. Every time you verify a claim, you sharpen your judgment. Every time you add taste, you build a voice. AI is coming either way. The question is whether you will use it as a toy or as leverage. If you want the next step, my next video shows how you can become a ChatGPT power user and always finish your work with time to spare. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.